And just a little tip now, because I'm new to resin printing, and although this seemed obvious at the time, I've seen a lot of people on the various groups complaining about stuff peeling off the bottom of the build plate and not sticking right. And everything had been going good initially, and then I started getting things peeling in the corners, and I cleaned the build plate, did some test prints, everything looked good, but I still kept getting this little corner peeling. Here's two pieces of the Dalek that I was making. These are part of the arms, and I did this one first, and sure enough it peeled again at the edge, and as a result I've got this is slightly lower than that, so it didn't come out perfect. Here's one I did afterwards, when I finally worked out what was going wrong, and of course this one perfect, nothing peeled off the bed, everything good. Just gotta wait for that to dry, because it's just come off the printer, and then I'll cure it. Pop that one here. So what was causing it? Because I changed resin, I did everything. I was like, what the hell is wrong with this stuff? And I'd been using the same resin over and over. So I'd filtered it, did everything I could think of. And of course you want to make sure that the bed is nice and solid, you know, the plate is nice and solid, that nothing's going there, that wasn't wobbling. I had the vat screwed down tightly on both sides, that was good. And then I just happened to be playing with it, and I realised that this side of the vat, it was just a little bit of wobble. It would come up a bit, even though I'd screwed this in as tight as possible. This side was anchored right down. This side had just a little tiny bit of play in it, if you bothered to try and lift it up and drop it. I couldn't screw it down any tighter, so I was actually thinking of getting a washer and just putting it over the top to push down more. But then I just undid both screws, swapped them over, and then tightened them down, and sure enough, they're like rocks now, it's not going anywhere. And that's why I printed the second one. Sure enough, everything stuck to the plate, nothing was peeling off, everything was perfect. So if you are having trouble with stuff curling off the plate, then it always seems to be in a particular angle or corner, check these things, because it doesn't take much when it's trying to lift the print off the film. If it can get that little extra lift from the plate out of the vat, it'll separate, and that's where you end up getting the warping, because it's bringing it up with it. Sure enough, that's what's been messing up my last couple of prints, something as simple as that. So make sure that vat is nice and tight, and you can't get anything to lift it. I can personally lift the printer up by pulling on them, not that I'm going to, but anyway, problem solved. I'm sure it's easy, obvious to us newbies. Yeah, never thought of that. Cheers.